Hey, and welcome to video number 5. We're going to talk about your fan page engagement. In other words, how should you post your content? How frequently should you post your content? And what kind of content should you post? And where can you get some ideas on what type of content to post? Well, let's talk about that. In terms of frequency, you need to ensure that your page has a lot of content before you get a lot of fans to your page. That's why I say focus on the first few that are very engaging first, and then begin to build upon that later down the road. Now, I would recommend maybe about 2 to 3 posts per day. At least 2 to 3 or more per post per day. The more posts you have, the more engagement you're likely going to get. Now, keep in mind that not all the posts that you post are going to be viewed by everyone. And you can always use Facebook post boosts. That means you boost a specific post so that just about everybody sees your post. Now, I don't really recommend that until you actually grow your fan base to a larger base. So we're starting small and we're building upon that. Now, in terms of what kind of content you should post, well, if we take a look at the survivalist niche, we can see here that there are very extreme cases. There's really extreme a case on one side that posts a lot of different types of content, and then we have the type of survivalism on like how to open a can without a can opener, or tools of any kind such as this, or how to do homesteading and live independently without the need for the government and for things of that nature. Or if natural disasters happen, what can you do? How can you survive? And things like that. So you want to get an idea of what kind of content you want to focus on. So in this case, let's say I want to create a Facebook fan page specifically focused on helping people survive natural disasters. What can they do? How can they live independently? And so forth. So what I would normally do is I would go through Facebook fan pages as such, find the most engaging posts and post something similar. Now, I don't recommend that you copy them, but do something similar of that nature. Because instead of reinventing the wheel, you have something that is already proven to you that works. Now, in terms of getting more content, I would revisit Amazon.com, specifically Kindle books. Now, if you take a look at Kindle books, for example, this book here that says Shoestring Survivalism, How to Prepare for Bad Times on a Budget. So if we click on this Kindle edition here, and we just take a look at the table of contents, we can get a better idea of what kind of content that we can create. So what I recommend that you do, don't copy this. That's plagiarism. That's not right. But I recommend that you take a look at different books, jot it down, maybe print this here out right here, and then take a look at the other books. Compare apples to apples. Get an idea of these books within the niche. What are they all saying? What are they all not saying? Even read the comments. See if you can find complaints. People might say, well, I like this book, but it didn't necessarily cover this, and this. So jot that down. What is this, and this? If you can see a pattern between all of these books that a lot of people are saying, okay, they're not necessarily saying this, I'm still frustrated because I don't have the answers to the specific questions. If that's the case, guess what? You could build your own report. You could write up your own report, give it away as a freebie to build your list or to get people to your Facebook fan page. So that in itself is a great way to build a lot of engagement, a lot of content that people really want, especially if other people, other authors are not covering that content. So I hope you learned a lot in this specific video. It's really basic, but it's really powerful if you do it right.